Welcome to the Gym Success Podcast. I'm George, and like many of you listening, I spent the last 30 years navigating the dynamic world of the gym business.
And I'm Bonnie, right there with you, having worked in this industry for 3 decades myself. Seen a lot change.
We're here today specifically for you, the gym owners, the operators, the entrepreneurs building your fitness ventures, and of course, the dedicated personal trainers. Great to have you with us.
Our focus today is on a white paper that's, well, it's really caught our attention. It's titled Rent a Coach, Creating Revenue Streams Through On-Demand Personal Training and Class Rentals.
Right, and it's authored by the well-regarded gym business expert, jthomas.
That's the one.
And our mission today, it's really to dig into this paper, not just skim the surface. We want to pull out the truly actionable insights.
Exactly. Give you a clear, practical understanding of this rent-a-coach model, and maybe more importantly, how it could potentially be a game changer for unlocking new revenue in your facility.
We want this to be informative, instructional, almost like sitting down with Jim's paper, but having us walk you through the core ideas.
Yeah, explaining not just what he's saying, but what it actually means for your day-to-day operations.
Okay, so at its heart, Jim's white paper introduces this rent-a-coach model. It's positioned as a modern strategic way to look at the assets you already have.
The core idea is actually pretty simple when you boil it down.
It is, isn't it? Take those parts of your gym, maybe the quiet corners, the rooms used only sometimes, those slow times a day, and turn them into reliable income generators.
How? By renting them out to independent fitness professionals.
Exactly. Think of it less like adding employees, more like becoming a sort of landlord or platform provider just for fitness pros.
Jim frames this very clearly as a business-to-business strategy, a B2B play. You, the gym owner, you're still running your main business, serving members, that's B2C.
Right.
But you're adding this layer where you provide the physical space, the infrastructure to other fitness businesses, these independent trainers and coaches.
And they pay you for that access. Simple as that.
Simple concept, powerful potential.
Okay, so let's really unpack this. Jim starts by helping us understand the basic mechanics. How does this B2B model actually work on the gym floor?
Well, the power of it is how it leverages what you've already got, your infrastructure. Independent trainers, coaches, class instructors. They essentially rent time and space within your gym.
Okay.
And they use that space to do their thing, run personal training sessions, small group workouts, maybe even specialty classes you don't offer yourself.
And the benefit here, which Jim really highlights, works both ways, doesn't it?
Absolutely. For you, the gym owner, you're taking square footage and hours that might just be sitting idle.
Dead time.
Dead time, exactly, and making them productive revenue assets. And crucially, without adding directly to your payroll or core operational costs for those specific trainers.
And from the trainer's side?
Well, think about it from their perspective. They get access to a fully equipped professional facility. They can run their business without the huge upfront costs of building or leasing their own place.
Buying all that equipment.
Oh, yeah. Equipment, dealing with full facility insurance policies, which, are way more expensive than just getting their own individual liability coverage.
It's a win-win, really, built on using what's already there.
It really is, leveraging existing assets.
So the white paper encourages a shift in how you think about your gym. It's not just a place for members anymore.
Exactly. It becomes this dynamic platform. It supports and enables other fitness entrepreneurs to do their thing, to thrive.
That mental shift seems key. It's about maximizing the ROI on the space and equipment you've already sunk money into.
Couldn't have said it better. That's the core.
This leads us nicely into the specific, tangible benefits for gym owners. Jim lays these out very clearly. The first one, maybe the most obvious, is just maximizing facility utilization.
Right. And this is where you need to look at your gym with maybe fresh eyes. Are there corners, unused functional training zones, maybe that small group fitness studio that's dark half the day?
Or even a conference room, maybe.
Could be. Anything underused. And then look at the clock. Late mornings, early afternoons, after the evening rush, weekends, often dead zones, right?
Definitely.
The paper shows how you turn these dead spaces and downtime into live revenue-generating assets just by making them available to rent. And the key point Jim makes
is that they bring their own clients.
Exactly. The pros renting the space bring their clients. You're not initially relying on your members to fill those slots.
Which connects perfectly to the next huge benefit. Significantly lower staffing costs for this particular revenue stream.
Yeah, this is important, the legal structure side of things. The trainers you rent to, they are independent contractors. They're running their business inside your facility.
So not employees.
Not employees. You're not dealing with hiring, payroll, benefits, all that complex stuff that comes with W-2 staff. Your agreement is a rental agreement with their business.
Keeps the overhead really low for the income generated.
Remarkably low, which gives you incredible financial flexibility. And the paper also dives into the benefit of revenue diversification, talking about different rental models.
What are the options there?
Well, what's great is the flexibility Jim suggests. You pick what works for your gym, what attracts the trainers you want. He mentions simple hourly rates. Great for trainers needing occasional access, maybe just starting out.
Makes sense.
Then there are flat monthly fees. That gives you predictable recurring income. Stability, right? Doesn't matter how many sessions they run that month.
I like predictable.
We all do. And then there's maybe a session commission model. You take a percentage of what the trainer earns per client or class. Could work well for drop-in events, maybe.
So different ways to structure it.
Lots of options. The point is creating these reliable income streams from assets that weren't earning before. That's a huge plus.
And diversifying revenue like this can also lead to another benefit Jim points out. Attracting new audiences to your gym.
Yeah, connect the dots here. Independent trainers, they often specialize, right? Niche markets, maybe your core membership doesn't fully cover.
Like what?
Oh, prenatal fitness, specific sports conditioning, maybe post-rehab clients, or unique stuff like kettlebell experts, powerlifting coaches.
Gotcha.
As these trainers market themselves and bring their clients into your facility, you're getting exposure. New demographics, see your gym, feel the vibe.
And some might convert to full members later.
Exactly. It's kind of a soft lead generation channel baked right into the model.
Okay, the potential seems really clear. But how do you actually do this? The paper lays out a pretty clear step-by-step guide. Step 1 is foundational. Evaluate your space and time.
And this isn't just a casual glance around. Jim suggests being systematic. You need to map your facility properly, hour by hour, day by day.
Really get granular.
Totally. Pinpoint those specific spaces that are genuinely underused. Is it that back room with the turf, the yoga studio between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., that spare treatment room, and at the same time identify the low traffic hours?
So you know exactly what you have to offer.
Precisely. Those spaces during those times, that's your inventory for the rent-a-coach model. You have to know what you're selling.
Okay, inventory identified. Step 2 is setting up your pricing and maybe even more importantly, the terms.
This is where the rubber meets the road, as they say. You decide on your pricing model, hourly, monthly, share, whatever. But as Jim really stresses, the price is only half of it.
The policies matter a lot.
Non-negotiable. You must have clear rules. Liability and insurance requirements are top of the list. Make sure those independent trainers have solid general liability and professional liability coverage. Check the limits.
Crucial for protection.
Absolutely. Define what equipment they can use. Set rules for access keys, codes, how they interact with staff, outline cancellation policies, set expectations for their clients' behavior too.
And the paper's very clear. Get in writing. A formal, signed rental agreement with every single trainer.
No handshake deals here. You also need copies of their documents. CPR cert, proof of that insurance, relevant credentials. It protects everyone and defines that B2B relationship.
Makes perfect sense. Avoids headaches later.
You got it. Step 3 then is actively recruiting the right trainers and coaches. Finding these people.
So where do you look? Jim mentions several channels.
Yeah, effective ones. Leverage social media, target local trainers specifically, add a dedicated section on your gym's website, trainer rental opportunities or something.
Good idea.
Use email marketing, reach out to former staff, maybe now freelancing. Connect with grads from local PT schools or exercise science programs. Tap into local fitness industry forums, Facebook groups, maybe meetups for trainers.
And when you're marketing it, what's the key message?
Jim advises focusing on the benefits for the trainers. Highlight the freedom, the flexibility they get, the low overhead compared to opening their own place. Access to a pro facility, maybe even a community. Sell the advantages to them.
Okay. Step 4 explains how this model lets you offer on-demand coaching and new classes, sort of seamlessly.
Yeah, this is exciting because it expands what you offer without adding complexity to your staffing or programming. The trainers renting space can offer specialized services directly to your members too.
Like drop-in PT.
Drop-in PT during quiet hours, niche classes like maybe prenatal yoga, boxing drills, weekend workshops on mobility or lifting technique, things they specialize in.
And they manage their own schedules for that.
They do. Your role is providing the infrastructure, the space, the gear, the environment. They bring the expertise, their clients, and frankly, the hustle to fill that space.
Makes sense. But running this smoothly needs the right tech, right? Step 5, booking and payment software.
Critical operational point here.
Yeah.
For this B2B thing to work efficiently for both you and the trainers, you need software that can handle it.
What should it do?
Well, the system needs to let trainers easily see available time slots, book their sessions or classes, process payments directly from their clients for their services. Importantly, separate from your membership system.
Okay.
Needs calendar visibility to avoid double bookings. Let trainers manage their own availability within their rented blocks. Jim mentions platforms like MindBody, Wellness Living, GlowFox. Maybe even more specialized ones might have features for this.
The goal is smooth and easy for everyone.
Seamless access and management, that's the key.
All right. And finally, step 6 is crucial. Promoting these new services to your existing members.
Yeah, don't forget them. Having these independent trainers and specialty options adds value to your gym's environment. Your members need to know.
How do you do that effectively?
Use clear signs, front desk, locker rooms near the rented spaces. Send out emails highlighting new on-demand coaching available or introducing the coaches. Put banners on your website, maybe a page linking to trainer profiles.
Maybe offer a little discount for the first session.
Good idea. A small incentive to get members to try it. It serves your members, gives exposure to the trainers, helping them build their business, and makes your gym look like the go-to hub for everything fitness.
Now, the white paper doesn't just focus on the gym owner. It also spends time detailing why this model is so appealing to personal trainers themselves.
Yeah, and Jim makes some really strong points here that resonate with the challenges trainers face. They get incredible independence, control over their career, but without the massive financial weight.
Right, the burden of setting up their own place.
Exactly. No need to invest tens, maybe hundreds of thousands in equipment. No need to navigate those super complex and expensive full facility insurance policies. No long restrictive commercial leases.
They basically pay for the space and time they actually use in a pro environment.
Precisely. Which creates a low-risk, high-reward situation for them. They slash their fixed costs, which boosts their profit margins, especially early on.
And they get access to an operational gym.
With all the amenities. Plus, just being visible in your facility, they can potentially grow their client base faster through referrals from your members. It's a good environment for them to build.
And Jim notes there's potential for deeper partnerships too, right? Maybe the gym promotes successful trainers.
Yeah, potentially. In exchange for maybe a longer commitment or perhaps some kind of referral bonus structure, it can become a real partnership.
To really hammer this home, Jim includes a real-world example in the paper.
It's a compelling one. Helps visualize the impact.
He talks about a boutique studio in Texas, about 5,000 square feet. They had this one studio room that was just empty a lot of the time.
Seriously underutilized, a perfect candidate space for this model.
So they implemented rent-a-coach, brought in 3 independent trainers. These trainers mostly used that specific room during the gym's off-peak hours and weekends, times it wasn't needed for regular classes.
Makes sense, filling the gaps.
And the income breakdown Jim gives is pretty eye-opening. Each of the 3 trainers paid a flat $500 a month. That gave them access to a recurring 3-day-a-week time block in that room. On top of that, they could book extra drop-in time for $25 a session if they needed it.
Flexible add-on.
Plus, the gym took a 10% cut from any workshops or special events the trainers hosted there.
Okay, so multiple streams from that one room.
Exactly, and the result.
Yeah.
From just that one formerly unused room, with basically no extra staff cost, no new equipment needed for this program, minimal marketing.
Just letting trainers know the opportunity existed.
Right. That single room started generating $5,000 a month in low overhead revenue.
Wow. That example really drives the point home, doesn't it? Identify the slack, monetize it strategically. Significant income without much added cost or complexity.
So bringing it all together, the conclusion of Jim's white paper really reinforces that main message.
Yeah, it's not just about subleasing. The paper frames rent-a-coach as a smart strategic growth path by actively working with independent trainers. Collaborating, exactly, and deliberately turning that underused space and those quiet hours into opportunities. You transform your facility. It goes from being maybe a static asset in those times to a dynamic income engine.
It generates revenue, diversifies what you offer members, brings in new faces.
And does it all without jacking up your overhead or stretching your existing staff thin.
It really comes down to that change in perspective, doesn't it? The paper urges you. Stop seeing empty hours or quiet rooms as just downtime you have to accept.
Start seeing them as inventory. Tangible, ready-to-rent inventory.
Which brings us towards the end of our look into Jim Thomas's Rent-a-Coach white paper. The clear message for us, and hopefully for you listening, is that this model offers a really practical, low-overhead way to turn those quiet times and spaces into real revenue.
And it creates a valuable partnership benefiting both sides, the gym owner and the independent fitness pro.
So based on everything we've dug into today from this paper, here's a key thought for you to take away. How are you currently looking at the slowest hours and the least used areas in your facility?
Yeah, are they just downtime you budget for? Or are they untapped opportunities waiting for a strategic approach like this rent-a-coach model?
Something to really consider.
Definitely. And if this concept resonates, if you're thinking, maybe this could work for me, and you're interested in exploring it further, maybe you need help implementing it, developing the agreements, marketing it, structuring it. Jim Thomas is available to help.
You can contact Jim Thomas directly. He's an expert consultant specifically for independent gym owners and fitness entrepreneurs. His phone number is 214-629-7223.
That's 214-629-7223. Or you can shoot him an email at jthomas@fmconsulting.net.
That's jthomas@fmconsulting.net. That wraps up our in-depth review of the Rent-A-Coach white paper. We really hope these insights give you some valuable ideas for your fitness business.
Thanks for joining us on the Gym Success Podcast. We'll be back soon with more for your fitness business journey.